بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Today, inshallah, we're going to take Surat At-Takathur. And at the beginning, when we are speaking about the title, At-Takathur, what is the meaning of At-Takathur? Anyone knows? Yes, ya Alia.
I think it means river.
Riba?
River.
Riba, usually you mean, right? Or interest. You mean that?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
Who knows At-Takathur? Who else know? Khadija, you know?
I think it's the competition to get more.
Excellent. So At-Takathur here, meaning the competition for increase. Anything to be increased is called At-Takathur. Yani people are competing each other in increase. The increase in what? Everything. When we say the word increase, it includes increase in money, increase in authority, increase in children, increase in wealth, everything that Allah favors people, they want to increase and compete each other for this increase. So the first ayah is saying to us, Alhaakum At-Takathur. The word Alhaakum, it means that At-Takathur, as we mentioned, the competition for increase. So here, when we say At-Takathur, At-Takathur, and we know now the meaning of At-Takathur. When I mean Takathur, you of course know what I mean. At-Takathur diverts you. What is the meaning of diverts you? Yes, ya Alia.
It means to distract you.
Excellent. So diverts you or distract you. To make it يعني to make it more simple, to know it more, or to make it more simple, we can translate this by diverting you. If we're going to say that the straight line, if you consider this one is a straight line, okay, this is a straight line. So this is what we should be on the straight that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran and Sunnah. So if you're going to be away from this straight line, for example, that you will change your direction from that line to be like that. So here you can see that the second line is diverting from the straight line that should be here. So distract or divert, that means that you will not be on the straight, it will be divert your direction to other. So this is what's happening with the Takathur. And this is what we're going to see. Takathur will divert you from the a proper pathway that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you concerned with, or made you by the Quran and Sunnah. So ألهاكم التكاثر means the takathur, or the competition to increase, diverted you from the straight path you should be in. And this has happened until what? In ayah 2, حتى زرتم المقابر. يعني this type of diversion happened until you visited the graves. Al-maqabir is the graves. Now my question to you, what this ayah stands for? What? When Allah is saying until you visited the graves, what does it stand for? What? Visiting the graves. Yes, ya Khadija.
Does it mean until you die?
Excellent. So visited until you die. يبقى here is expressing about the death of the person or of the servant of Allah is when he visited. Again, there is a very important word here, visited. Why visited came here as visited? What visit? Why here Allah bring the word visit? When you visit someone, for example, when you visit one of your friends, do you stay 1 year during this visit, or just 1 or 2 hours? Hmm? Who can tell me? When you visit one of your friends, yes, yeah, Karma.
You only stay a few hours.
Excellent. So usually the visit is a temporary time. The visit, when you are visiting someone, so it means that it is something temporarily. It will not happen for long time. So here, temporary, it give us the word visited, that it is something temporarily. You will not stay in the graves for long time. It is just as the time until the day of judgment. Then after that, people will start being accountable during the day of judgment. So this is very important to pick up from this ayah, that when Allah say until you visited the graves, which means that this is the death. Visit the grave means the death of the person, and visited give us a temporary time in this grave. Then ayah 3. Ayah 3 is telling us what? كلا سوف تعلمون. Here again we mention about word كلا, which means no. Usually when it comes, it makes the previous ayat or the previous thoughts in the ayat is not right, because Allah is talking here about the competition for increase, and the people may spend the whole life trying to increase their wealth, their money, how to be the manager of the company, how to be the CEO, then how to be a president even, and spend all his time and all his energy in this aspect. So it's not like that. Life is not for that. Allah is telling us, no, it is not the right way to spend your time and to spend your life. No, because after that you will know, you will surely know. كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ means it's not like what you are doing, and you will know. سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ means you will know. Now my question here, Allah is saying you will know. You will know what? What we will know. Who can tell me? You will know. We will know what? Yes, ya Alia.
It means that what you were doing wasn't a good way to spend your time.
Yeah. You will know means that later, during the day of judgment, you will know what you will know that you will know that you lost your time in a valueless, I mean, it's valueless here means that it is in vain, or it is something, it's a very, what we call in a very, because valueless here means that no value. Yani, I just want to say time in a no value. No value things. Yani things that you spent your life in is of no value because it will not help you during the day of judgment. You will know that. When you will know that? Later. Later when? During the day of judgment. Okay? Then again, ayah 5 is ayah 4 is confirming that. Ayah 4 is confirming this statement. Sorry for that. Again. Okay, so ayah 4 is saying what? Ayah 4 is saying again, ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. So it is again a confirmation of the previous ayah. Here, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, then ثم كلا, then here, then no, you will know. Here, I just want to say important thing. The word ثم, which means here then, giving us that there is two stages that will be known. The first stage, it will be in the grave. So here, during the time, we can say here, during the time, during the time in the grave. Okay, this is the first, it is the first station that those people will know that they were wrong. And then, ثم means then, يعني there is another station. The other station that these people will know that they are wrong during the day of judgment. Okay, so because then means يعني ثم means then, so as if they will know that in two stations. The first station during their graves, when the two angels will come to them to ask about what they were doing in this life. And the second one is during the day of judgment. Okay, is understood for all of you? Okay, any questions? Okay, so we have number 5, the ayah كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still saying to them, it's not as what you are doing. No, if you really know what علم اليقين. Here, علم اليقين means the knowledge of certainty. If you really know the knowledge of certainty. Now, my question to you. I'm sorry, I'm just translating every ayah because I know it's difficult for you to translate. I'm just going to ask you about the referring, the meanings of what we are writing, because maybe it will be a little difficult for you to translate. So I'm translating and try to make the meanings easy for you. Now, when I tell you, what is the knowledge of certainty? What will be the answer? Who knows? Who knows the knowledge of certainty? Who knows the knowledge of certainty? Here the ayah is speaking about. So, لو تعلمون علم اليقين, the knowledge of certainty. What is the knowledge of certainty? We have now in this life. It is the what? Ya Khadija, you know?
No, I don't.
Knowledge of certainty. Yes, Ya Alia.
The Quran?
Excellent. Yeah. This is the truth, the only truth we have in this life, the Quran and Sunnah. So the certainty we have in this life is the Quran and Sunnah. So this is the knowledge of certainty because it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator. So Allah is telling those people who spend their life in the competition for increase, if they know the knowledge of certainty, so here لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ in ayah number 6. لَتَرَوُنَّ here لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, so here, surely you will see the hell fire. Surely you will see the hell fire. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to those people who are, if they know the certainty, the knowledge of certainty, so they would see the hellfire. They surely would see the hellfire, because we know that if those people that spend their life away from the way of Allah, they are not reading Quran, they are not pondering Quran, they will not know that the disbelievers or those who spend their life away from Allah will surely see the hellfire. And this will be the punishment, of Allah to them, because they spent their life away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Then after that, so how they will see the Jahim? They will see the Jahim in their graves also. In their graves. They will see the hellfire. How they will see the hellfires in their graves? Because according to the hadith of the Prophet, that when the disbelievers being rested in his grave, and after the two angels came to him in order to ask him about who is your Lord, what is your book, and what is the messenger that came to you. If he didn't answer the three questions, he will be punished, and there is a punishment of the grave. And from this punishment, that those angels will open for him like a window, and this window, they will say to him, this is your place in Jahannam. This is your place in the hellfire. And when the day of judgment starts, you will be thrown to this hellfire. So at that time, this disbeliever, he will spend a bad time as if he is a nightmare until the day of judgment starts. So this is the first stage, that they will, those disbelievers will see the hellfire in their graves. Okay? And what happened after that? Then we have the word thumma. Thumma, we said it means then. ثم لترونها sorry here ثم لا ترونها عين اليقين. Here عين اليقين لا ترونها عين اليقين. Then Allah is saying to them, then you will see it, okay, with the eye, عين اليقين, of certainty. The eye of certainty. Just like it, yes, certainty. Now my question is, Allah is saying to those people, then you will see it. Here the word it stands for what? Who can tell me? Here the word it stands for what? Alia.
If they're going to go to hellfire or if they're going to go to paradise.
It. You will see it. Remember the previous ayah, surely you will see the hellfire, and we mentioned in their graves. Then you will see it. So it here refer for whom? For what?
The disbelievers.
The hellfire. It is referring to the hellfire. They will see it again. They will see. So the first station, as we mentioned, in their graves, they will see the hellfire, but they are not entered it yet. They just saw it, will see it as like a nightmare. Then the second station will be when they really enter the hellfire with the eye of certainty. Here, the eye of certainty, or the Ayn al-Yaqeen, means that when they entered, when they entered what? When they entered inside it, inside the hellfire. So this is the second station. You can see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to those who spent their life in vain or in something which is valueless and away from the worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the last ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them what will happen to them during the day of judgment. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عن النعيم. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, then you will be surely asked about what? An-Na'im here is about the pleasure, or in other words than pleasure is about the competition, your competition of increase. Now the thing that you continue to make during your life, you will be asked about it. What does it mean? The competition, as we mean, of increase. It could be money, or it could be authority, or it could be properties. All these things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask those people about it. And when we say asking about it, means that Allah will ask, you did it for the sake of the poor people, you helped the needy, or you just make the this money just only to increase and increase your money, your wealth, without having the needy in it. You didn't obey Allah in such things. So this is the type of questions that be asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those people who made an increase for everything, as we mentioned, increase in money, authority, properties they have, or anything. So just to sum up this beautiful surah, that the surah is talking about the competition in increase, and how this is very dangerous if it takes all your time, that you are not having proper time for worshiping, for obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how those people will be punished during the graves and punished during the day of judgment, and they will see the hellfire during their graves, and they will enter this hellfire during the day of judgment, and Allah will ask them and be accountable for all what they try to collect during their lives. Now we come to lessons of the surah. Who can tell me from what we mentioned now, what are the lessons that we can learn from the surah? Number one, who can tell me? Khadija.
To use our time wisely.
Yes, this is a broad line actually, but we have to be more, yani there is a more important point to be said about that. Yes, ya Alia.
To
Hmm.
not to be greedy with our money, not wanting more of it.
Here, not just to be accurate, not to spend all your time in things distracting you from obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because sometimes you find those people who are concerned about their money, concerned about their authority or other things, they are not praying. And by the way, we are not talking about disbelievers now. We may talk about the believers and from the Muslims that they are disobedient to Allah. And you can find them. So usually when you read the ayat of the Quran, if there is something that is bad or bad character, we shouldn't say, no, it is for the disbelievers, it's not for us, which is completely wrong. Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about such people, so we have to be aware not to be like them. This is number one. Number two, who can tell me what else in number two? Lessons from the surah. What we learn again from this surah? Yes, ya Ali. What we learn, ya Ali? Something from the unseen. We learn something in the ghaib or unseen.
That you visit the graves, like temporary.
Excellent. So the graves are temporary station before the start of day of judgment. Yani before the starting of the day of judgment or Yawm al-Qiyamah, the graves are temporary station. Excellent. What else? And related to the graves, what we learn related to the graves in this surah? Who can tell me more? That there is what? There is punishment punishment in the grave. Punishment in the grave for the disbelievers. The disbelievers, there will be punishment in the grave, right? This is also from the things that we learned. Yes, ya Ali.
You also remember how
how you wasted your time not doing religious stuff and doing stuff like music
Yeah,
and playing instead of doing حاجات زي Quran
excellent.
love
Excellent. We can summarize يا علي. Excellent. جزاكم الله خيرا. We can summarize what you mentioned, that things which are distracting us, we can give example, as Ali said, music, listening to music, or games. Sometimes games is taking much of our times, especially the video games. What else can be distracting? Movies that will not add much for us, movies of no benefit for us. What else? Who can give me other example of things that may waste our time and distracting us?
videos
Huh? Who can?
videos
Sorry?
videos
Yes, video games. We mentioned about that. Video games and movies, all these, and music, of course, listening to music. And by the way, the music, yani, I just want to tell you that listening to music, which is something that distracting us and will not help us actually in memorizing Quran. And this is very important to know that, especially the Western musics and any music. Um, there are some people who are doing musics like, which with lyrics. The lyrics is a very good way to listen. For example, Islamic songs. There is a lot of singers that you can listen to them and making very good actually songs that I'm really yani encouraging you to listen, like Maher Zain, like Masoud Curtis. I'm not doing announcement for them, but they are doing lyrics. Lyrics is me not using the instruments, but they are using their sounds by a way to give you a rhythm for the songs. So this is a very good alternative to listen instead of just listening to music, which have a very no, you don't have any benefits from the words and from what's especially of course the Western music. So this is my advice to you. أوكي، هقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Any questions or anything which is not clear in today's lesson, we can repeat again. Is it clear for everyone? Clear for everyone?